Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Today's video is going to be a quick recap of day 2 of training camp. Just a couple of notes and things that I've read and saw on social media. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you saw that I put up a picture of the notes that I took today. And if you're not following me on those platforms, go ahead and do that. Big Dash Knows on Twitter and Instagram. So just running down my notes. One thing that jumped off was Darius Slayton is having a hard time holding on to the ball. Now, Darius Slayton, there was a nice play today where Tyrod Taylor was able to avoid the pass rush, step to the side, and lay out a nice ball to Darius Slayton for what would have been a 15-yard, reception, maybe even a 20-yard reception, but he couldn't hold on to it. And that's been the storyline for Darius Slayton, especially the last 2 days and also through minicamp and OTAs, is that the inconsistency in his hands. But again, he did end the day, with a touchdown pass from Daniel Jones. So that's always good that you're able to bounce back, especially within the same practice. Now, getting to Daniel Jones, he had an up and down day, in my opinion. He did throw 2 interceptions, but he also, was able to, he threw a couple touchdowns today. He was able to, get through his progressions pretty well. Yesterday they worked on the red zone as an offense. Today they were working on third down situations. And Daniel Jones did look good. He did go through his progressions. He did make some good passes, but the receivers didn't help him as much with some of the drop passes today. But again, Daniel Jones is growing within the system, growing within the verbiage, and you can see that he's calming down a little bit. But you like to see a little more, out of your starting QB. But it is still early in training camp, and I believe Daniel Jones can do just that, get better. Next, I'm going to talk about Golladay. So Golladay has been inconsistent with his hands as well. He had a big drop yesterday, in the red zone, what would have been a touchdown. Today he had a ball punched out by Julian Love. And speaking of Julian Love, the secondary is doing a great job. They're coming along pretty well. Adoree Jackson, Aaron Robinson. Aaron Robinson was a question mark at the CB2 spot, but he's looking like he's going to become a pretty good guy in that CB2 spot. And it's his job to lose, and that's my opinion. He had a couple pass deflections today along with Adoree Jackson. But yeah, I like the way this defense is coming along, especially in the secondary, which was a question mark. And then also speaking about the defense and keeping it on that side of the ball, where is Quincy Roche? I'm seeing notes that Quincy Roche is running with the third team, and I thought Quincy Roche had a pretty good year last year. Put a lot of good things on tape. And I thought he would be, the guy to step in for Azeez while Azeez is out right now. But no, they put in Jihad Ward, which is funny to me because I thought of Jihad Ward as being a defensive lineman and not necessarily an edge guy. But right now in Wink's system, Jihad Ward's getting those first team snaps over, Roche. And then also Oshane Ximines is running with the second team over Roche as well. So, something to keep my eyes on and look at, in the next coming practices to see where Roche actually ends up. And I believe as soon as they throw the pads on, we'll see the clear difference, especially with Roche, because he is a physical defender. Next, I want to talk about Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is making things look easy. And it's funny because he never looks like he's rattled at all, and he moves very smoothly, has good pocket presence. And you like to see that, and that's a good, I guess it's a good thing for Jones to see how somebody else that has, who is a quality player, maneuvers in this system of Brian Daboll's and Kafka's. Like I said, he looks smooth. He never looks rattled. He's making some good plays. He's mobile on his feet, so it's a good guy that Daniel Jones can learn from, even though he's playing behind Daniel Jones. Just seeing another guy with that type of skill set, running the same plays that you're running will help Daniel Jones, I believe, going into the season. Of course, another great day for Kadarius Toney. He's out there looking like a number 1 receiver, and it wouldn't be a surprise to me if he was the number 1 receiver. He has that type of talent. Another great catch today in the end zone. He's showing how he's showing physical control physical body control, able to make these amazing catches, in the end zone, in the air, moving his body around, snatching the ball and coming down with the toe tap and all these things. So you like to see that from Kadarius Toney. He's looking healthy. So, shout out to Kadarius Toney for the preparation that he's putting in and the hard work that he's putting in practice and giving, Daniel Jones some good looks out there, building that confidence with Daniel Jones. Another receiver with a good day today was Richie James, and he's solidifying a possible roster spot, especially with his returner ability. I can see him possibly making a team where I didn't see him before as possibly making a team. Richie James is getting snaps with the ones in the slot position, so that's another name to be on the lookout for, going forward. Outside of that, just as a whole, the offense looks good. Defense is looking good. These guys are giving each other some fits. Kayvon Thibodeaux and Evan Neal battling, and also Kayvon Thibodeaux and Andrew Thomas battling right now without the pads. Kayvon Thibodeaux's getting the best of these guys. He's showing his quickness. A couple of would-be sacks today in practice. And you love to see that from, your number one pick, 5th overall, but our number one pick. We draft him high. We draft him to be, a generational pass rusher, and he's looking very good right now early on in practice. And that's going to be, my wrap-up for the day. I do appreciate you guys for vibing with me. From one Giants fan to another, please like, comment, and subscribe. This is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.